The woman had just been in a car accident. To make things worse, she was about to give birth, but the weather outside was freezing. A tree branch had pierced through her chest and pinned her to the seat. She grabbed the radio and called for help, but there was no response. So, she made a desperate decision. With a scream of pain, she yanked the branch out of her body. The agony was overwhelming, but it was the only way to stay alive. Then she looked out through the car window, only to realize she was perched on the edge of a cliff. Still, she tried to crawl out, but as she did, her foot slipped, and shards of glass nearly stabbed her in the neck. Terrified, she froze in place. After a long moment, she finally managed to pull her head back inside, but now blood was pouring from the wound on her shoulder, and the loss of blood was making her vision blur. Luckily, she found a roll of fishing line under the seat. She also found a fishhook. That gave her an idea. She could stitch the wound closed. She used the hook and line to suture the injury. The pain nearly made her pass out, but she gritted her teeth and forced herself through it. After a while, she finally finished sewing the wound shut. To prevent infection, she grabbed a knife from under the seat and plugged the car's cigarette lighter into the socket. Once it was hot, she pressed it against the blade to sterilize it. She repeated the process several times, until the knife glowed red. Then she pressed the red-hot blade to the wound. She thought the worst was over, but then a snowstorm suddenly began outside. The woman shivered violently from the cold. Sharp pain shot through her abdomen. The baby was coming. She struggled into the back seat and tried the radio again, but she didn't know. Her father, who had been on his way to save her, had frozen to death on the road. She had no choice but to give birth in the car. Thankfully, after a painful struggle, the baby was born safely. Just then, she heard the sound of a helicopter overhead. She leaned her head out the window in hope, but at that moment, an icicle broke off a tree branch and fell straight into her skull.